Hey, hello, hello. My name is Excel, and welcome back to part 2 of my Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade speedrun tutorial. Okay, so continuing on where we left off last time at the start of chapter 8. Okay, we're back in the game. So there's not a lot to explain at the beginning of this part. We're just continuing on. There's no other key techniques or anything else that I really need to go over. There's one thing which is relevant right now, and I'll show you right now, and it's just to do with the materia menuing. So, and this is, this point of the run, the first time in which you're going to be doing any menuing at all. So go ahead and press start here, materia and equipment X, cloud X, go down, down, X, right, 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 X, and then yes, and put him on Gotterdammerung. Then back out from here, pressing circle, then press R1 on this menu to get you to the exchange menu, as I pointed out earlier. And now I'm going to explain the last key technique, which is just the materia menuing. So, and this is funny for me because I explained something similar years ago in my Resident Evil 2 remake tutorial, which teaches you how to run Claire A in a new game in under an hour. Maybe I'll link that in the description as well. Feel free to check that out. That was a hand cam. It was kind of ghetto, recorded on the PS4, but it's all there if you want to learn the game. And there's a technique that they both share, which is, for instance, on this chapter, we want to give First Strike Materia and ATB Stagger to Aerith at the bottom. So logic would suggest that maybe you unequip it and then select it on Aerith, or just go to Aerith, find the materia, and then equip it that way. ATB Stagger, Barrett. Barrett has this equipped, then you have to do all this menuing, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the materia with triangle, and then you can move around with D-pad and press X to apply it. Now that's one thing, that's like phase 1. Phase 2 of this strategy is, well, phase 1.5, sidebar, you can wrap in this menu. So you can go up, up, and be at the bottom of the screen. That might be quicker for you in some instances. Say if we needed to give this from Cloud to Aerith, we rarely do. It's actually Barrett, Aerith, and Tifa that switch around the most. But say just for argument's sake you wanted to give this to Aerith, you could grab it with triangle, go up, up, X, and it's on Aerith, instead of down, 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 right? But there's the phase 2 of this strategy, the menuing, it's not really a strategy, but phase 2 of this menuing is that not only can you pick up materia, but you can pick up an empty slot and then swap it with a materia. So you can use this to completely optimize your menuing. So in this instance, what we need to do here is, as I said, give Aerith First Strike and ATB Stagger and Magnify. So the menu would go like this. Right. Equip Gotterdammerung. Actually, let me just do it from a fresh load. Let me load the save and show you the menu in real time. So there we have moved First Strike and ATB Stagger and Magnify to Aerith. She's already set up with Fire and Fire Magnify, as per the start of the game. Tifa has this ATB Stagger just chilling there. That's fine, because we have it as spare. And we just move around Barrett's and Cloud's and Tifa's and Aerith's where applicable. We just swap them around so that our active characters always have First Strike and ATB Stagger. It's absolutely important and imperative so that they go first. Or, like, you know, they have ATB, so they're able to go straight away immediately at the start of every fight. That's why it's so important. So yeah. So just double check. Cloud has to have Gotterdammerung at the end of this. Aerith has to have these. And double check your battle settings. Perfect. So once again, I'm just going to do this in real time, like load it and do the whole thing in real time without pauses. Oh, one thing that's important to point out about this menu that I might have forgotten to show is on this materia menu, when you're doing the Barrett to Aerith exchange, it doesn't matter which way you go. So from here down is 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs. And from here up is 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs. So whichever way you want to go is absolutely fine. So yeah, I'll just load this and try and do it in one fell swoop. Like that. So yeah, there we go. Oh, my cat's joining us. Hello, cat. Special guest star. Okay, so now we talk to Aerith. Skip this. Bodyguard. Roll and kill all these guys immediately. And you're just saving your ATB here. I used to have strats that involved ATB boost, but it's not needed. Stand in the middle, hit Punisher stance, and then wail on these guys when they're active. And then roll to the left. So then here, really simple strategy for this guy. We're going to manual fire him twice in a row. Because of our Buster Sword and our magic stat, it's easily done. So here, just go fire, hit Reno. Roll left, just in case he wants to dash. He does. On all my recent PBs, this is the first time on PS5 I've seen him do that dash. Every other time, he just never did it, which is weird. Then here, manual fire him, and make sure it's him. Boom, job done. Easy. Okay, there we go, that was a fast Reno. So you can use limit breaks on him, but it is slower, of course. Fire is perfect, especially with, as I said, with Buster Sword and Cloud's magic stat. It works perfect at the moment. So I just tend to use the Fire strat. Well, before I used to use Cross Slash. It is safe. You know, nothing can go wrong, and it will definitely win the fight. So you can just go ahead and use Cross Slash if you'd rather, but Fire is good enough. If you use just Fire, you can kill him, especially with Buster with 91 attack and what have you, and 91 magic. But you then run the risk of a low damage roll and it not working and you run out of ATB. So, I mean, then you can back it up with a Cross Slash, but that's lost you some more time. So I just tend to just double fire him. With this setup, it's consistent. There's no memes to worry about with damage rolls. And then here, after she falls off and gets saved and comes back up, when she comes back up, the release movement, then after a then here, you can walk through. I think she actually blocks you if you don't do that like that. I might be incorrect there. It's been a while since I've done it otherwise, but I just always do it like that every time. So if you find that you were doing it differently and it was slower, then that might be why. It's just a timing thing. So here I get to explain one of the most fun mechanics in the game, the monkey bars. Before I jump on these, I'm going to explain. There's a couple of sections where you do this, and I'm going to explain now. To basically, the strategy that I do with these is move the camera with the right analog stick to set the direction in which I want to go. Then I move with the left analog stick. Never do I cross them up, because otherwise Cloud will try, and never hit diagonal inputs, because Cloud will try and stop and adjust his direction, and stop and adjust his direction, and it's a lot slower. So what I tend to do, like I say, is I just set the camera where I need to be, take the appropriate, like, steps, if you will, or grabs, as it were, in this case, and then I get to where I need to be, turn the camera to where we're going to be going next, and then go that way. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'll show you briefly what it's like if you use both sticks, and, like, see how he's, like, stopping and starting and, like, changing around. If you flail around too much, that's what can happen. So what I do is I just set it in the direction, take the required number of steps, or thereabouts, then stop and turn, and then go. You can count out the right number of steps, because I was talking, I miscounted. I think it's like 11 there. Like, if you want to do it like super min-max optimal. 2, 3, 4, 5, stop. This one's about 11 or 12 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2. I didn't do that the best myself there, but it's kind of a meme. And there's another section where we do it with Tifa later. Just get used to doing it. The best advice I can give you, you'll know when you run it yourself, and you'll get the stopping and readjusting situation if you accidentally hit diagonals and stuff. It's annoying. Like I say, the best practice is get used to just set the camera in the direction, and then take the required steps, and then repeat, you know. Okay, up left here.
It's like they're guiding us.
Stay close.
So cool.
So cool.
There.
There.
Need to stay ahead of them.
So you can, like, play a little mini game with Aerith here. Aerith's a really good speedrunner, and you can play a little mini game where you can kind of attempt to get ahead of her. I didn't get it. Sometimes you get ahead of her, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can use... Oh, I bumped her there. I'm definitely not going to get it. Sometimes you can use that side of the board. If you fail the first side, you can use the back side to try and... you can use the back side to try and get past her. It's just a nano save again.
Okay. See that pillar? Shall we mosey?
Let's mosey, Cloud. Okay, I mention it in every run, but this is like one of my little... This is one of my favorite sequences in the whole game. I just think it's really cute, the way they hang out and talk together here.
You know how to get there?
Yep.
Of course you do.
That suit from earlier. He was one of Shinra's Turks. What's a Turk want with you?
Dunno. Hey, don't Turks keep an eye out for potential soldiers and stuff?
They do more than just scout for candidates. Turks get called in to handle all kinds of situations, with extreme prejudice.
Professional bad guys. Gotta love them.
Back to my question. So what's he to you?
Look like you knew each other. Maybe he thought I could be the greatest soldier yet. Forget it.
Forget it.
You mad?
Mad?
Sorry, I have a tendency to do that.
By rooftop before?
Be surprised if you had.
It's honestly
See, I'm doing it again, sorry.
exciting.
Well, first time and all.
But yeah, this whole like little bit is real cute, and then the way she pranks him, if you want to call it that. So the little speed tech here is walk up to this,
Give me a moment.
then walk back to this dark line in the corrugated iron there, and then that tells her to cross. I'm a bit slow off the mark actually. You can be quicker, but I stopped to point out where it was. But that darker line in the corrugated iron is just like that's like the trigger point really. Then you can just get ahead of her here.
Looks kinda rusty.
I'll go first.
For the tutorial, we're gonna let Aerith swear.
Easy now.
You worry too much. I'm not some princess who needs to be coddled. Shit.
Alright, obviously we would skip that sooner, but
That was unexpected.
I'm giving you a bonus today.
Thank you, Cloud. There it is.
Alright, so just stay this side with her and walk around here.
But
Then we need to, after this dialogue, we need to try and get ahead of her, but she can block you.
all that passion, all those dreams.
Just, oh, no, yeah, she blocked me that time. Unfortunate. Usually you get ahead of her there. It happens.
This time I'll go first.
Okay, this bit is like my favorite
I can't count on you.
little part of the game. I love this. It's cute.
Sure about this?
See for yourself.
You want to line yourself up here and wait till line yourself up right on the edge of the pipe until she says, "Tell me a story."
Just.
Maybe you shouldn't talk.
Then you talk. Tell me a story.
Not for free.
Cheapskate. You're. Gotcha.
You're killing me here.
I love that bit. So here, go and stand next to the last pillar by this little fake fence. And then as soon as she goes, hold left. Oh, I actually did it too late. You can usually get on right after her. I've had it in my runs. I was a bit too late because I was explaining it. But you can get on like directly after her as if she is sliding down between your legs. Anyway, it's not important. Alright, so here, the main strategy for these fights coming up is we're going to do L1, L2, X for Aerith's Fire Magnify, and then immediately roll and then run. And it will look like this.
Going all out.
This is gonna hurt.
The roll is unnecessary, to be honest, but I just choose to do it. It's like an old muscle memory. Sometimes if the enemies block you, you roll past them, so...
Leave this to me.
I don't think so. So, Cloud.
And then continue to sprint after they're dead.
Do you?
Compared to you? No. Training grounds, barracks, battlefields. That's the world I know.
You sound proud of that. Station's there.
And we're coming up to a special cutscene in this run. I think it's the only cutscene in the entire game, or in the entire run, that is quicker to hold triangle to clear it, because it's a cutscene that it's where you're looking at the helicopter and it has to like follow the helicopter before it transitions into a fully skippable cutscene. By the time the start down X option would be applicable, you could have held triangle to skip the cutscene. You remember how I said it's not relevant for like any of the cutscenes to hold triangle? This is the only one in the game that it's actually relevant and it's faster. I'll show you right now. You go around to this, then here hold triangle, and as the camera didn't even switch. When the camera switches is when you can skip the cutscene manually. So that's how you can tell there. We didn't see the camera switch, therefore, and it skipped. Therefore, the triangle is the fastest way to do that one. And it is the only one in the game where that applies. Okay, there's multiple ways you can do these fights. You can flee them all, or you can triple slash with Cloud and buffer a fire with Aerith. There is a chance, because of these, I'll explain now before we fight them. These are were-rats. Were-rats have a move, like an ability called Call to Arms, where they're able to health gate and summon more homies. And it's, as far as I know, it's RNG. I have no, I do not know any way to manipulate it or anything else. So if you take the route in trying to kill them, there is a chance that they do Call to Arms and it wastes you a bit of time trying to finish the job off. Or you can abandon the fight and roll away anyway and just go to the flee strategy. It's up to you how you want to handle it. I still choose to try and kill both sets of enemies every time. There's two sets of enemies we're going to deal with here. If you choose to flee, you have to flee past the objective until you get out of the fight and then run back on yourself. I don't like that option. So I like to just kill the enemies and run straight to the objective. That's what I'm going to try and do. If they do Call to Arms, I can show you, and then we can even retry the battle and see if we can get a version of it where they don't do it. If they don't do it, then they're just dead and we carry on.
They've got the run.
How's this?
So they just died, right? I think. No. One of them... Nah, there we go. One of them did do Call to Arms. So Cloud can finish that one. Can I restart here? Okay, let's retry from last battle.
They've got the run.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a seed where it's almost like fixed on this save now. That's something I don't know, because usually you would just carry on the run, right? It's not. I've never actually like tested it. About if you get Call to Arms on the save, whether you always get it. Yeah, weird. So one trick that I can suggest there, one thing I've noticed in my testing is that if they get exploded at the same time, then, as you saw there, I did Aerith fire that time instead of Cloud triple slash. I didn't even attempt his triple slash, I just did her fire. One thing that I am pretty sure of is with were-rats, if you explode them or, you know, destroy them all at the same time, then there's less chance that one of them can fake survive and do call to arms. And that's something that I actually try and employ a little bit later on in this chapter with Sorceress Storm. If you remember, we have that equipped for Aerith, and we only use it a couple... Where is she? There. We only use it a couple of times in the run, but Sorceress Storm comes up in this chapter very soon. So this next fight, these enemies are just gorgeous. These don't have any situations where they can respawn or do anything, so you can triple slash these reliably, roll out of it, and buffer a thunder. Or they just die like that, and yeah, that works too. If they don't die, then you've already preemptively buffered a thunder. Again, like a contingency. And then here you go straight to the switch. If you flee, you have to go almost all the way over to there, and then you flee the battle, then you run back and do this. Like over to here. And it used to just bug me, so I felt like it was losing more time, so I would just try and learn to kill the rats instead.
Wonder if we can move this.
So just hold triangle to move this twice, and then go around. And then this next set of enemies is going to be before the, like, just as Cloud gets to the ladder, and you just want to get ready to do Aerith fire hotkey. L1, L2X. So as soon as you hear her scream, you can do it.
Must have been a new breed.
How do you figure?
Because they went for the stronger prey. Then just go ahead and run around here. I'm still getting used to how smooth this runs for me on the PS5, because on my PC, it's kind of janky for some of these stages. And like it drops frames and hitches and whatnot, but the PS5 is just beautiful. I got my PS5 the middle of last year, and that's why I was able to start doing runs on this platform now. And subsequently this tutorial, because it's like the easiest and most convenient version to capture and stream and record and not have to worry about it exploding my PC at the same time and dipping frames at the same time. So in a full run, we'd be coming up to our first bathroom break. First applicable bathroom break of the run. First, we're going to magnify these guys with Aerith. And continue sprinting. So yeah, we've got a little bit to go yet, but when we get up to the town and we get up to the big TV screen, then we will be at our first bathroom break. I'll point it out when we're a bit closer, but we're a couple of minutes away now. Not far. Here, do L1, L2 square. And hit the enemy with the, hit the enemy with a Thundagger. It's a little bit overkill. Thundagger is not really needed. It could have been Thunder to probably kill that guy, because her magic is about 438. It's buff. So it's not really needed, but that's the hotkey I have, and it saves time on trying to re-equip or menu or manually hit a Thunder, you know? So, yeah. If anything, it gives Cloud time to get where he needs to be as well, so. Okay, monkey bars across here after pushing that box. Then we have to open the door for Aerith.
Think ahead. Yes, we're home free.
Alright, now we're heading up to the town, or the sector, whatever you want to call it, where the big TV screen is. Oh, we got a box friend.
Huh?
We're heading up to where the big TV screen is. In a normal full run, this would be, I think for me it's like an hour and 25 or something, right? Something like that. You're basically looking at about an hour and a half in. So this, yeah, when you get to Aerith, that's when you know, okay, not long now, and then I can pee. Then here we're going to skip. If you haven't already got it up, make sure you press L2 to bring up your minimap, because you can change it to be either a compass or nothing. And sometimes you might have mashed it or pressed it from hotkeys and accidentally have it off. Just like try and be conscious of it, and in situations where you're like walking or whatever, just make sure you're on the right one, because it helps you learn for the cutscene skips, like I'm going to show. Oh, actually, I'm not going to show right here because this is not a skippable cutscene. So when you get to this TV screen, this is your bathroom break. There's like a 2-minute cutscene or something here. I think it's like 1 minute 30. You can go to the bathroom here. The first time in a long time, I'm going to sit here and watch it with you.
Over there. That's the director of Shinra's Advanced Weaponry Division, isn't it?
Enough of that doom and
Excuse me,
gloom.
ma'am, but would you
we're
mind
safe
answering a
down
few
here,
questions?
right?
They're targeting reactors. There's no
Can you
reason
give us
for
any
them to
updates
attack
on the
us.
status of the reactor?
So if you go out of the room, like you may treat this as a bathroom break, or perhaps you know smoke them if you got them. If you do smoke and you go outside the room or anything like that, listen to or keep an ear out for her saying something along the lines of "Do not fear, Shinra will keep Midgar safe." When you hear that, you have to get back in the room ASAP. Like if you turn your TV up or whatever. But that's just what, like, that's my cue. That's what I listen out for. She either says, "Do not fear," or "Never fear." I think it's "Do not fear, Shinra will keep Midgar safe." And then she, like, shoves the cameraman and walks off, and then it kind of ends the thing, ends the transmission. You'll see.
That this group has now attacked 2 reactors in quick succession. Can they really be stopped before they strike again?
When I run this, I take this as my bathroom break, and then in chapter... Oh, have no fear. There we go, have no fear. I just hear, basically, "Shinra will keep Midgar safe," and I run back into the room. But, if I'm not already back. But yeah, I treat this one as the bathroom break, and chapter 9, the dance minigame, I treat as a smoke break. Okay, don't get stuck by that NPC. Then what I like to do here is use Aerith, because she has to stick around for these like walk and chats anyway. Top up whatever isn't topped up, like your HP or MP. So hold L1 and then hit ethers, and while still holding L1, just cycle between characters and ether everyone up. Whatever. Anything that you're missing.
I help out every now and then. It's fun.
Then you can just walk ahead here.
Well.
You can walk ahead, but you can't get too far because there's a warning thing, and we're not going to bypass those. But we're also just going to stay a little bit ahead of Aerith. It's not a big deal.
Cloud. He's a mercenary.
This is like an extended break that you have to attend because you have to play this break, you know. This is the equivalent of like a interactive cutscene.
2 peas in a pod.
Aaron!
So, what are you guys up to?
We all went to see the reactor.
Oh, that's right. You're supposed to come
So yeah, don't force the bypasses, the warning things. Don't bypass. Don't force those warning signs, and don't try and bypass them.
I should probably explain.
Because that's then, even if you accidentally bypassed the warning thing and got past it, then you're not doing no major glitches anymore. That would be an any % run. And that's a whole kettle of skips and tricks and glitches I don't even know how to do, so I can't even show you.
Apparently, but they sure keep me on my toes.
That little kid's strong, he just pushed me out of the way.
Better than being bedridden.
Maybe you should hire him as your bodyguard, Aerith. He's stronger than Cloud.
No problem. Anytime.
How'd you manage to find so many anyway?
And I'm gonna read them all.
Oh, I have my ways.
And him?
He's my bodyguard, just until I get home.
And you're sure he's up to it?
Maybe. Since I'm so generous, I gather medicinal herbs for his patients sometimes.
I like to be a jerk and knock over these stalls as well.
There
You don't have to do that.
Sorry to make.
Don't be.
Well then, I hope
No problem.
all you can care. What with all the do.
Actually, do you know what? If you follow my tutorial and you execute my route, please go ahead and knock over all of these stalls. Just so if I'm watching your run, I'll know that you learnt from me. And then I missed the PS4 version, because on the PS4 version you could see how Aerith executes the best speed lines ever. But we are going to do a save load we're going to do 2 save loads here for both of her sequences of dialogue.
Then what'd you
Oh, did I save a new slot? I did. Oops. It's fine. Miss input. Doesn't matter, just do it quicker than that. And then, yeah, so you do 2 save loads there, instead of just following her along, because otherwise you walk behind her in a forced walk and chat while we talk about who you gave the flower to, and whatever, but just for the sake of a few seconds of save loading, we can bypass the dialogue and get her to run. And again, these little types of things like save loading, this isn't a major glitch or anything like that. That's why anything that I show you is perfectly submissible in terms of runs, like valid speedrun.com runs.
There you go.
In terms of no major glitches for this category anyway. So yeah, now we're at Aerith's house. That is a cutscene. Go upstairs, left here, upstairs. Just like touch the door and come back around. That's it. Until you hear her talk like that. Just swing back around. Then that's a cutscene you can skip.
And these right here are my babies.
Here you do get an example of her being an amazing speedrunner. Just look at the lines that she takes. I'm not talking about lines that she sniffs, but look at the walking lines that she takes. Aerith is the best speedrunner.
Which
Like, she knows.
pick?
Any of them.
Oh, don't be like that.
And then
I
here,
have an eye for this kind of thing. That's the one I
just
think
mash
of.
triangle on these ones.
It is?
Nice try, mister.
And as a little bonus, I like to line up a little cute camera angle like this, just because I think it looks nice.
I think we still need a few more.
You need to do this 3 times.
Which should we pick next?
She said as many as we could carry.
She said, as many as you can carry, so maybe
Maybe
a few
more. Shout outs to the voice actors in this game that kept me sane through all of my runs. These guys are like my family now.
We don't need to hurry. We're not under the gun or anything.
I'm not cut out for this crap.
Sure you are. And when
When
you're
you're
done,
done, you'll be drowning in job offers.
So, how do you think they'll arrange these flowers?
Dunno.
Dunno.
Well, we'll soon find out.
Cody Christian's sick, dude. He's so good. Alright. Let's knock over these stools again, because some righteous scumbag has picked them all back up. How dare they? So now we need to go around this way, down here. And go and find Oates.
I remember you.
Where's Aerith?
The leaf.
Then go back to the Leaf House.
Is something?
You could say, yeah.
A Turk?
That's what I...
It's this guy. They say.
I don't like this...
I know someone.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
I love to study.
Come on!
But I want to climb up there.
No, it's much too dangerous.
But I'm scared of the doggy.
That's what's called easy money.
We even got to be on TV.
Alright. Oates is going to headbutt Chodley's backpack. And then he makes it his mission to make sure he even goes back to headbutt that guy's backpack. I don't know why he does it,
Come on.
but he just does.
Limits to
And he does it every time.
want to rescue them. Well, we gotta break the rules.
It's probably like God RNG if he doesn't headbutt one of them, but he just does. So it's more offensive to me that for the second guy, he goes back to make sure.
You're back. Aerith's come to help.
Yeah, leave it.
But there are.
Don't worry. I've got a secret.
So where's the?
I don't know.
Right now, let's...
Come on.
Alright. Coming up is one of our first instances of using Sorcerer's Storm.
Where do you think they went?
Who knows? They're kids.
Not just yet though, there's some more fire spam. L1, L2, X fire. They die as you get to the ladder. Go past these guys,
I don't think...
then fire them. Then you're ahead here.
Let's go.
There we go.
There they are.
Just have to wait for a little bit to catch up.
And they're not alone.
If you get too far ahead before she's up there, it won't let you through. Okay, so in this next fight, this is the one where we use Sorcerer's Storm for the first time. We're going to switch to Aerith, and then dash towards the enemies with circle, and then hit L1 triangle for Sorcerer's Storm. They've moved around now, so I'm going to run up and reset the battle.
Piece of cake. Don't overdo it.
This isn't good.
Going all out.
And then they all die in one hit like that. I actually should have moved Cloud a bit further along, but then here, L1, L2, X, Fire, Magnify.
Go on.
Oh, she caught up eventually. She usually gets all three. There's a little bit of RNG sometimes if your magnified hit goes off target. Like, you could tell her to do that same command 10 times in a row, and 9 times it would work, 1 time it might not. You know, then she just finished it off with a ranged spell anyway, so like a ranged attack. Okay, this fight, triple slash here, then hop into Punisher stance, mash square to kill this guy and this guy, ATB boost, triple, then Aerith hit a fire afterwards. Oh, they're already dead, there you go. That fire wasn't even needed, but some of my strats are more... Oh god, Cloud got exploded. Some of my strats are based from me learning normal mode before I learn easy, and easy is faster. But me personally, I'm used to buffering loads of contingency things. So feel free to also copy that, and then you're covered if you need it. For this next ladder, you can do a save load here, but I've never done it. I just never choose to do it. I think it's negligible. If I fumble the menu in the time that I mess around with the save load, it would be no point. So wait till she's up and then go. Don't try and force it earlier or you get pushed back. Then here, delay all of your actions apart from with Cloud. Roll a couple of times here. Then L1, L2, square for Thundergut, roll again to get to this spot. Then the enemy dies as you get to the final exit here, and you're ahead of you're ahead of Aerith and the kids, and you don't get stuck traveling behind them. Taking this route every time for this chapter saves you quite a bit of time. We're going to continue to stay ahead of them for the rest of this now. We're going to do another L1, L2, X, Fire, Magnify, Aerith here. And just get Cloud by the ladder.
Now you're in for it.
This is gonna hurt.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Sometimes it takes an extra second or two and you think, is this going to work? And it does, just at the last second. But Cloud had ATB there. He could have helped if need be. He can triple slash and roll back to the ladder. Or even if he doesn't get to roll back, he can still be ahead of them. But as long as he gets on the ladder first, he's ahead of these kids. And then he doesn't get stuck behind them. He's ahead of them the whole way, and that's much better. Way more favourable, right?
No way. It was way faster than that.
After this like right-hand bend here, there's then going to be a cutscene which we're going to skip. So keep an eye on the minimap as your reference.
Yeah? Yeah.
Like that. Oh, it was a bit slow, but... Alright, dialogue, mash.
Okay, you guys are both grown-ups, but you're also...
Then try and leave. Watch out for Aerith. Skip cutscene, try and leave again.
Alas, poor prince. I
Hey,
must
Cloud,
confess.
I know...
Mash dialogue.
Do you think you...
Well,
I'm on the clock.
don't worry.
I always have the latest information. Combine with me.
Alright. One trick I like to do, because sometimes you may notice that Cloud like stops in these shimmy sections. You may see me like wiggling the stick. I find that if you wiggle it and you're always inputting a direction like that, he never stops. It's just like really consistent. It's as silly as it sounds. Go left here and go up this way to Leaf House. Yeah, as silly as it sounds, that little wiggle strat actually is something.
Aerith, you're back!
Come, look what great job.
Oh, I knew he was dressed all in black. A little scary looking.
Alright, for Rude, what we're going to do is Cloud's going to triple slash, and then I'm going to do L1, L2, X, and immediately buffer a fire from Aerith. That will put him into phase 2, and as soon as you're able to play in phase 2, L1 and square to cross slash him and he's dead. It's overkill, but it works.
I'll end this.
This is gonna...
Okay then.
And here it's perfect because we don't actually have ATB, so I'd have to stand up against this Grand Spark or whatever it's called. But I can just iframe through it now with cross slash.
You're out of luck.
There we go, GG's. So like it's overkill because if Aerith had ATB there, she could probably fire and just flat out kill him. But yeah, because nobody did, again, that's why we have the cross slash available. All of these things I've routed in and out because of my experience of many runs over many platforms over the last, like I said, 3 to 4 years now. So return to Aerith's house, down for yeah. Another one that tries to scam you.
Yeah.
Then yes.
That's enough for one day.
Then this is a cutscene. Alright. This bit you may remember in the original where you have to leave the bedroom and you'd come back in on the left, get the sack with the potion and Phoenix down or whatever it is. And then here, what we're going to try and do is we need to leave this whole area without touching anything, otherwise it wakes her up. And then you lose like a minute because you have to do the whole thing again. Practice this. Do it in little steady inputs. Like I used to do it like this. Just to make sure I was getting around everything. If you need to take your time just to get through this and whatever, especially when you're learning, go ahead and do it. I know it sounds silly, but it's a little annoying section that when you're doing full runs, it will piss you off if you lose a minute here. So just go and practice it and make sure you can do this part. Then eventually be able to do it in one foul sweep. And then it's just like camera down, and then obviously left analog stick all the way. Don't sprint. You just learn the angle, like learn the turns. Don't try and sprint because you will go too fast into something and mess it up.
Promise me.
So yeah.
Thank you.
I know it sounds completely silly, but honestly, that little bit, I may even make it look easy, and you may do it and go, wow, that took me like 3 attempts when I did it. That bit's annoying. Yeah, it is. And there's also the pump mini game on chapter 10, which I will guarantee right now we won't get very good. We won't get very good outcomes of. But again, that's something that I will have to say, check my PB, because I got perfect, like the perfect attempts on the pump loss minigame. The time loss minigame / pump minigame in chapter 10, sorry. I call it the time loss minigame. Because there's 3 sets of pressure and then dials you need to activate, right? If you know the one I'm on about. You have to like mash X with Tifa and then slam the lever down with Aerith. And there's 3 gauges you need to do, and it's very frequent that you might mess up the 2nd or 3rd ones and have to have 2 or 3 attempts on them. And on my recent PBs, I got 1, 1, 1, the perfect like god attempts. So yeah, there's seldom chance. Even with the power of video editing, I'm not even going to go to the extreme of like splicing the footage that much to make it so that I have a perfect one. If we get a bad one, that's fine. The average run will get bad ones, so I'll just show you raw as it is. It's fine. It's very rare that I get the perfect ones. I just happen to. I think it was the more consistent frame rate on the PS5 compared to my PC. Anything that seemed to need a more consistent frame rate, like rolling out of triple slash or that thing, seemed to they definitely seem to benefit me on PS5 and seems to be more consistent. Yeah, rolling from triple slashes and a pump mini game, and is there anything else? Parry well. I can do it more consistently on this frame rate compared to my PC, which dips to 45. That's why I'm comparing that. My PC sucks, so my PC version, well, maybe that mixed with it's not very well optimized for PC, but I have to blame my PC quite a bit as well because it does suck. It's got a nice GPU, but the CPU sucks. Old now. It's like an i7, but it's a 2016 model. And anyway, so roll here and buffer a fire. Cool. So yeah, my PC dips to like 60 frames here. 40 frames when I play this game. Sometimes it's like 45. Hit a Thundager, sorry, on that guy and roll away with Cloud. Sorry, I know I didn't explain that very well, but yeah, on that Drake, immediately buffer a Thundager and then roll like 2 or 3 times, but don't be rolling when you finish the flea. I just roll for the traversal while we're still in the fight. And here it's everyone's favourite crane minigame. Or arms minigame, whatever.
Here's an idea.
You serious?
Absolutely. I'll throw down the ladder for you to climb back.
Just practice, well, not so much practice these, but just learn the relatively correct amounts. There's a little strat you can do if you really want to min-max it and you really care. You see the raise lower blue icon for up and down on the left stick there? That icon will flash when I hold up, and I call it pulsing. You can learn the min-max amount of lifts that you need to do by how many pulses. So I think this one is 6 pulses up, for instance. Let's try and see if it's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can move over, and that should be enough. So if you just want to min-max it and sort of do it like that, you can, but otherwise just practice it. Get the... I actually messed it up there. Get the hand close to its final destination before you press circle. It just saves time because you will move the hand quicker than it moves on its own. Or if you want to be lazy, just immediately as soon as it says circle, then just press it and let the game handle it. It's up to you, especially if you're new. Don't worry about it too much. Here, buffer a Thunderger as soon as you can, like Thunderger and then roll. Perfect. 3 rolls thereafter, like buffer the Thunderger and then roll 3 times. And that will happen, and it will just work out in time that you get the traversal distance across to the ladder. Then you're not rolling by the time Thunderger goes off and the enemy dies. And then you're ready to climb down the ladder. So you have to hold up here. It's like a weird, you have to hold like a diagonal up left. It's kind of a weird one. You'll notice if you just hold left, that it stops like that, and that's where you can also do the shimmy strategy that I was saying earlier. So here, don't kill these, actually just roll away. And then if you want to optimize it, you can do the Cannibal Cloud combat roll. And you just, while fleeing, get yourself to the next destination.
Hey, I bet you can grab that container with the arm.
So that's a cutscene. Go up a little bit, across, down, drop it. And then grab her. This one's obviously the easiest one.
Okay, Cloud. Ready?
Back up, across. Oh, that's not enough. Up again. Down. Off a right. There we go, and we grab her. I think that one is 6 pulses up as well. Yeah, then turn over to the right here. Then lower it a little bit for drop off, and then boom.
Okay, right there.
It will probably save you a headache if you just learn it as 6 pulses up. To be honest, remember that now, and it will save you a lot of headaches if this section ever costs you some time in the future. But it shouldn't if you remember it that way, because you won't bonk and mess it up. When she says Cloud over here, I remember this, it's still on my notes. Don't go over there, turn right and go off this way. Because she just wants to go over there and have like a little cutscene with you. But we're speedrunning and we don't care about that.
Not too fast, okay?
Got it.
Then we're just going to cruise down here. So, chapters 8 and 9 are actually kind of long, but there's not a great deal that happens. Like, this one, I think, has more battles, and then, well, chapter 9 has the Colosseum, but there's just a lot of fetch questy stuff going on in that chapter, compared to this one. But these chapters and, like, chapter 16, 17 are quite long, so this tutorial is going to be quite a bit longer than even a full run. Which is odd, but it's because I am stopping as well to explain things, and we had the whole, like, 40-minute intro, 50-minute intro, whatever. So, for these next enemies, you're gonna, I think it's roll down right with Cloud, and buffer a fire with Aerith. It's this way. There you go. And then get right to this hatch. And then you can be here at the first possible frames that you're allowed to enter.
Wait, you guys! Don't leave me! I'm coming!
Random question, but why did you quit being a soldier?
That is random.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Did you have any soldier friends? Any war buddies?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here, triple slash both of these guys with Cloud, and then hit a Thundergo with Aerith. Oh, they're already dead. Cloud managed to actually, he got lucky there and killed all three. That very rarely happens. But make sure you kill the humans. Most of the time, try and triple slash the humans before you Thundergo the robot, because otherwise she will target a human, and then you roll over here, and you turn around, and the robot's still alive, and she's got no ATB. Again, I know from experience.
Stupid ladders, always out of reach. Okay, Cloud, heading down. You're in charge of the arm.
Alright, this is the kind of annoying one. So you want to go down here. Grab this one. Don't lift it up though. Just go straight across. I used to waste a lot of time by lifting it up when it was unnecessary. And then just get to the spot and drop it. Then mash triangle. Turn right analog stick over to this one. Down with the left analog stick to grab it. Wait for the prompt. X. Yep. Then we're going to go across and dump it on top of this one. Perfect. Triangle again. Just mash as soon as you're done with it. Down.
It's this way.
I know it is. Yeah, it just occurs to me now that, yeah, these parts are going to be probably longer than I think. Perhaps this might end up being a 4-parter. We'll see. Drop her off. Mash triangle. And then we pick her up. And then you don't need to go up here either, you can just go straight across. I think. Yeah. Perfect. Believe it or not, as silly as it looks, you can lose stupid time here when you're panicking, when you make a mistake, when you're talking to your chat room and you do the containers and the arm wrong and you bring Aerith over too early. I did that. On my D-Rust runs for this category, I came back after a long time off and did 3 runs. I did a 450 on stream, then I did a 446 on stream, to which I messed this up, and I put Aerith over too early, and I had to put her back, then do the containers correctly, then move her out, and that was still a 446 because of other improvements and de-rusting. And then the final run I got was my current submitted PB, which is 439. Because I did this like this and didn't mess it all up. But that can happen when you're tired. Go left here and go this side. That can happen when you're tired and it's late, you know. I often did these runs, or I do these runs late at night.
Don't worry.
Right now, it's currently
What are you talking about?
6:50 in the morning while I'm recording this, so that will just tell you right there. Most of my PB runs used to start at 3, 4 in the morning. Roll away with Cloud, buffer a fire with Aerith. Okay, that didn't work. I'm just going to retry that, because she got stunned because I was busy talking. So what we want to do is roll away a few times here, then buffer, like roll 2 or 3 times with Cloud, buffer a fire magnify with Aerith, and if one of them survives and chases Cloud, you can triple slash afterwards. Hopefully that doesn't happen and they just die.
Hold it right there, lovebird. You want to pass through our territory?
So he survived there. That can happen.
Smell the fresh air?
If that doesn't happen, you get all the way up to the end here without any slowdown, but that was unfortunate. I think in my PB, I got that correct. Don't force this until you're able to go, otherwise you get pushed back and you lose like 4 seconds. Blue arrow situation.
Up top.
Hold this. Okay, now we're heading to Wall Market. Skip these cutscenes. If I don't say skip cutscene, then I'm sure you can already see what to do. Head towards the tunnel over here.
Here.
Alright, skip this, and then select yes. Not talk to her with triangle, sorry. Then select let's go. then skip. Sorry, then skip. I was too early. Now we're sprinting to Wall Market.
Come on, Cloud. We gotta hurry.
So just take note of the way that I go here and which way we do things. And the other little reference you can have is that you know you're in the right place if Johnny is leaving as you get there.
No. Can't say I can't.
It's like a good little reference point I can give you early on.
Guess.
Save her.
Huh?
Whereas I used to have to check my notes. So for these options, everything in this town is like the last option. So you want to do up and X. She's great at handling the books.
She's...
Cloud.
Wait a minute.
That's her.
You talking about Tifa?
Hate to break.
What do you mean?
She's a Corneo's
An audition?
for the title. She's what he likes. Having scouted and consider.
So where can we...
What do you do? What you...
Maybe we'll have better luck in town. Let's check it out.
Okay, now we're going to go over here, skip this cutscene. And then you're going to head left, like up left. We're gonna go to Corneo's mansion, and we're gonna do a save load on the stairs leading up. There's Johnny. We're gonna do a save load on the top of the stairs when we slow down from the dialogue.
Check it.
Check it out. I think we found our man, and he's a gaudy one. Yeah. Then we go over here, and then I like to pre-tap the triangle. Like, tap, tap, hold, or tap, hold, just on the top of the stairs as I approach those doors. And it's a little placebo strat, but I swear what it does is that some of these doors, if I get that strat with the tap, tap, hold, or tap, hold strategy, it's like my double triangle door strat, it tends to start that prompt at like 25%, 30% filled, rather than 0.
Thanks for the info.
So like there, that was it. That was already like partially loaded before the prompt even came up. I'm not crazy. Well, I'm a little bit crazy, but okay. So then here we're gonna go back to Chocobo Sam, and again you're gonna see Johnny leaving. This is your reference that you know you're going the right way.
What were you thinking?
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Not you.
Wait, here's a... Pretty please?
Why not?
Really?
Sure.
Next time we'll...
You want it?
How can you be so...
Damn, you...
Sure do.
Okay, skip, no deal, skip. Which is skip, up, X, skip. Right, next we come along this way, past Chodley, down these stairs, left and then right. Let me see Johnny again, that means we're in the right place.
Think so.
We're going to see
I'm not really sure.
Andrea, is it? Andrea Rodea or something? Can't remember his exact name. Another beloved character from the original, of course. Excuse me, Earth, please. Excuse me. We're on a speed... Whatever. Then come out here and go left. Like, basically back the way you came, but not. So, we came from them stairs. We came down, we did left and then right. But on your way back, leave the club, come through this area and look for this lighting. Look for maybe these square box things on the ceiling. And like the group of people on the steps, the blue light, whatever gives you a reference point here. Maybe them stripy lights for Sahara or something. Whatever gives you a reference point, just keep that in mind because we're going up those stairs and taking this shortcut to Madam M through the end of this alley saves quite a bit of time instead of going all the way back out past Chadley and back round into town. Then here, stand to the left. Then go in the door. Skip cutscene. Here, I actually can't remember if there's a difference in which ones you choose here. So, we're going to go poor man's course because it's the bottom option. I'm sure the bottom option is the strat for everyone. I'm not sure on this one because I'm pretty sure it's inconsequential and doesn't matter. You do have to pick one of them though. So we're going to choose this one. I think that's the correct one. I can't remember if it makes any difference. But every other option here is the last option.
How was it?
But in terms of the speedrun, all the other things make a difference. That one doesn't.
Maybe not ever.
Did something happen? happened to you in there?
Just give me a sec.
Just one?
Maybe a few minutes.
Think you'll make a habit of it? All right then. I think
Right
I've seen
then.
Everything I need to see. So,
Now, Madam M, there's a valuable new character.
take it from
I
there.
hope she's in Rebirth. Alright. Talk to her.
And what?
Mash a lot of dialogue.
But, huh?
If she says, is there anything wrong with my dress? Or what's wrong with my dress? Yeah, something wrong with my outfit? Then up and X, it matter what I think.
No matter what.
Then just mash.
Look. Sorry. So long as you...
How much?
What I said, but don't worry. So listen. There's an underground... If you...
There any prize? All right.
That... They're already letting fighters inside.
Okay.
You should hurry.
Now we're going to head to the Coliseum.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
Nothing.
Do not fear the Hell House fight and everything. If you're following along and you do my strategies, then Hell House is free.
One thing I'm definitely.
You take this line around here. I had PBs back on the PS4 days where I mistakenly went in with Fire Elemental and accidentally healed him and had to reset the fight and all sorts. We're not going to worry about any of that because we don't have those things equipped. It's not applicable to us right now. All you have to know is just follow what I tell you to do and you should be good to go just like I will be.
Team.
So we're going to mash through this dialogue and then take the lift.
Alright, team it is.
Make sure your map is displayed here if it's not already. It's important. Because here, when your minimap is displayed, that's when you can do a save load.
So...
There we go. It skips the rest of the elevator ride. It gets us straight to the bottom already. Then we can skip the cutscene. Then we have to go and find Johnny.
Oh,
Ouch, what?
I just needed. I hope you. I don't want to.
This triggers our fight.
Cloud, and please make your...
We're in way too deep to back out now.
You two ready?
I love this guy, how he changes from, like, try not to die, don't get yourselves killed, to, like, hey, good luck, man, I've got a lot of money riding on this. It's so funny.
Try not to get yourselves killed.
Oh, I was premature. Okay, excellent. Triple slash for Cloud. Job done. If you do this and you find the dogs flail and jump around too much and that your triple slash doesn't kill them immediately, then just buffer a contingency fire with Aerith as well. So like L1 circle triple slash L1 L2 X. That is the full combo. Then go back to the door that you came in. Then we're going to mash some dialogue here about the rules not making sense.
Well, that's one. What's wrong?
The rules don't.
Yeah, true.
Nah.
In between rounds here, before the bell goes, top up any ether, any like MP or anything you need to do. There we go, and then you have to just wait anyway.
Ready to rock? Just remember.
Try not to die.
Your match will begin shortly.
Okay, this one, triple slash, buffer a fire. Never mind, Cloud got them all anyway. That doesn't often happen, so you can see why it's very rare that he gets all of them like that. That was really sweet. But we just buffer the fire anyway. Sometimes, if you mess that up, you barely catch anyone with Cloud, and Aerith carries it. Really depends. But for the most part, yeah, it's no big deal. Right, this is a cutscene after that one.
Man, you prove it's the final match.
See, he loves us now.
I've got a lot of money riding on you two. Win it for me.
There we go. Right, for this one, do manual Thundergers to each enemy. So Cloud, Thunderger, Cutter, Aerith, Spells, Thunderger, Sweeper.
How shocking!
There we go.
Never. I can't believe it.
That gets them both pretty simply like that. If you try triple slashing them, Cloud bounces between them, he only weakens their leg or their arm, and he doesn't actually get like a full kill. So that way he's like way more consistent. Just blast them both with Thundergers. So when you see Madam M and you leave that room, you don't have to wait for a jingle. When you see Madam M, you can immediately start your next fight. Okay, this guy is Hell House. So what we're going to do here at the start, depending on regardless of ATB, I'm going to triple slash with Cloud, switch to Aerith, and do some manual attacks with her to build up ATB, and then switch back to Cloud, hopefully before it phase shifts. Then in the next phase, it's going to start it's going to expose its arms and start crawling towards me, or running towards me, if you will. I'm going to then run up or roll up, whichever, either run towards it or roll towards it, hit a manual counter stance with Cloud, and then manually switch to Aerith, get her out of the way, and get ready to blast Thundergers. And then we're going to go from there.
It's not even... Show him what you got!
This fight isn't that hard at all. Just execute it the right way and you're good to go. Okay, good. So I've got Aerith, the rest of our ATB, and as I said, triple slash with Cloud at first. Switch to Aerith, use manual attacks for our ATB. Back to Cloud. If the boss already isn't phase shifted, then I just wail a bit more with him to build up more ATB anyway. And I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna try and run slash roll, whichever one you prefer, but just get towards the boss and try and block it before it gets up towards Aerith. And then here go abilities, up, counter stance, Hell House. Then you can pressure it, mash square, switch to Aerith, Thunderger its right arm. The reason we're not doing hotkey Thundergers is because we're targeting specific points. Then here, Thunderger, Hell House, switch to Cloud, triple slash. There we go, we're in the next phase. Alternatively, in that second phase there, you can even cross slash. Then the whole aim here is just mash square with Aerith to build up meter. If you're on normal, I mean we're not, but if you were on normal, what you'd want to use is 2 bars here and do an arcane ward and then hit one of your spells, like an Arga spell. The whole point of this part of the fight is he's going to stop in a moment and he's going to settle on an element. It's going to zoom in on him and he's going to change element to either be fire or thunder or whatever, right? The only one we don't have equipped with Aerith is wind. There's 4 elements, I have 3 of them equipped. I just take that chance. To be honest, we're on easy. It honestly doesn't matter which one he is. You could prematurely be ready to do L1 square and just Thunderger any of his responses, apart from if he's electric. So if you see wind or you see fire, hit that Thunderger. If you see electric, manually hit a Fire-Rigger. That's electric, so we're going to manually hit a Fire-Rigger, turn it off of Magnify. And he's dead. There you go. So that bit can only change depending on which element he is, but just adjust accordingly. If he's electric, do fire. If he's anything else, do Thunderger, because you already have it hotkeyed. Job done. As long as Cloud doesn't have elemental fire equipped there, you're fine. That's why like I said earlier, on some PS4 PBs, I actually healed the boss with some triple slashes because I messed up and had fire elemental equipped for Cloud from an old strat that I used to run. Alright, we're going to come around here. Then we're going to cut over back to Madam M's.
You're here. Just one thing. How a all right. Once you change.
Yes.
All right then. In the meantime.
Not interested.
Which is just I have a few. And that's enough.
Oh boy.
The dress is.
Ow.
So that's why we choose the request. That's why we choose the options, the dialogue options that we choose, the bottom options to get Madam M's requests, and it allows this route for this chapter to go in the order that we've done it in, basically. Just TLDR, just do it in that order. So come out of here and then go back in Check in on Aerith, yes. Yes. Johnny comes up, match dialogue. Bro, can I call you bro?
Well, I do.
I'll come too. Hey, Cloud. Bro, I can call you bro.
So go left here and swing wide. There's an alleyway on the right just here, and there's a chance that Johnny can pull you into that, and it leads up to like a dead-end alleyway, and then he has to come back here anyway. I've had it happen once. It's really annoying. And then at this next intersection, when we get into the central part of town, he can go either bare right, or he can go kind of straight over diagonally, which is where I want to go. So just know that with Johnny here, stay left, and he won't tuck into this alleyway, and hopefully when we get into town, he goes straight over, but he might not. He might go right. Let's see what we get. So I like to, like I say, pull left here, and I don't know if... I'm not going to say stay to the left and it manips him to go left. I think he can still just change his mind and go right anyway. So just know that that can happen, okay? Don't worry about it.
I really wish I could be just like you.
My problem.
Well, this is it for me. Call me crazy. Yes, sir.
Don't worry about it going blurry here. It just does that. It will readjust shortly. Do not adjust your set.
You again? Got that letter of... Yeah.
Who? Well, either way, you...
I wasn't asking...
Wouldn't try it if you even... And that's someone. Or it could want... Get it? You're in the dawn. Anyway, you've got... If you're sure you... But... If I were you...
Okay. Back out of here. Skip the cutscene. As if by magic, an Aerith appeared. And because we haven't done any of the side quests and all that, that's why she's in the worst dress, obviously. So, but none of it's relevant for this. There's a bit of a meme here with her just flailing off to the right like that, swerving away. I don't know why she does that. The pathing in this version of the game is sometimes terrible. They tried to improve it from vanilla, but in some areas they messed it up. It's not that egregious, but again, just something that I observe after hundreds of hours. Nothing you need to worry about. Anyway, we just go down here. We're going to Andrea's, back to the Honeybee Inn.
Why are we here?
To see the hunt. You said you didn't. It'll be fun.
What?
It's pretty rare. Trust me. Come on.
Wait.
No, Ken. So, Madam M said. So I say we march right up to him, explain the situation.
Good evening. Welcome.
We're here to see on...
You must be
Mr. Clark.
I've been instructed.
What stage?
The one in the back, sir. Straight through
Okay.
those doors.
Then we're going to go through here, and these options are skip the practice, yes, go to the main stage, yes. I think they're the top options, both of them, I think. So head to the stage, yes, skip the practice, yes, and then hold down D-pad, skip cutscene, and now you're in a dance minigame. This is like maybe a just under 2-minute minigame. You don't have to press anything here. This is another break. If you didn't take a bathroom break in Chapter 8, you can take one now. I'm probably going to do that, actually. And if not, then you can just take a smoke break. So enjoy this, and I will BRB. Whoops, didn't mean to hit the PS button there. So yeah, if you execute this is what we call the dance skip. I'm just joking. If you execute the dance skip perfectly, you get 28 bad. Is it bads or misses? I think they're bad, right? Yeah, 28 bad.
Well, you tried.
No, we didn't. Oh, sorry. Wait until you see him, and then you can skip the cutscene. I was a bit too early. Then here, head like down left, / left. As you're just kind of going to the end of this street up here. You can just use the minimap to drive this. You're just kind of gonna get ahead of Cloud here.
Was it planned from the start?
Probably not. Did you see their look of surprise?
Then to save on an extra line of dialogue, what I like to do is to stand on the right side of him and approach.
Please don't. Not a word.
There we go.
No.
Otherwise, Aerith says something else before he acknowledges her. Something like that, anyway. So then run this way, and we are heading to Corneo's now. Alright, we just do these doors, get into the mansion, and we're nearly finished with Chapter 9.
No way.
Here you are.
You serious?
Is there a problem?
I hope you know.
Oh, will be?
If you say so.
The two of you here for the audition? Second floor, at the very end of the walk. And don't go poking your nose in where it doesn't belong.
That letter do things to me.
Room's at the end. Keep
Oh,
walking.
nearly missed it. Like asleep at the wheel there. Don't know why I thought that was we were going further round. Anyway, so
what happens now?
we're gonna run over here, grab this turbo ether. You don't really need it, but you need to kill time anyway. Then we do have enough time to appreciate Tifa's lovely outfit.
Well?
You look great. Then here, you can save load this dialogue.
Well?
Okay, let's go rescue Cloud. Corneo's room, right?
Okay, this song you might recognize from such places as my YouTube channel. It's one of my highest viewed videos, which is unfortunate because it's not really truly my content, but I made the visualization for it, and it was one of the only versions of this song uploaded at the time when I uploaded that. Now there's loads of copies of it everywhere, but still. And often we don't even get to hear this that much in the speedrun because I've already completed this room. You may also recognize it from my outro. I use it in my outros. So in this room, we're going to switch to Tifa and then hotkey Aerith to do fire, and with Tifa dash to the door.
This is gonna hurt.
Like that. Then you're right by the door.
And we're safe.
This is my outro. It doesn't even kick in the speedrun. I don't even get to hear it. I hear like 5 bars of that song. Select any option you want to hear, it doesn't matter. And then skip cutscene. Skip cutscene. And then go to your preferred waifu first. I'm not going to say go to Tifa first. Even though you should. You really should. Imagine being an Aerith enjoyer. Okay, this is Abzu. This is the first time we fight him, because we come up against him again in Chapter 14. For this instance of the fight, you want to triple slash with Cloud, Then get Aerith to do a Fyra, manually switch to Tifa, punch it a few times to build up ATB, uppercut and dive kick. If it hasn't already health gated and started to do its next skill or its next ability called Enrage, then go ahead and uppercut dive kick just to get it to that last part of the way. Ideally, we do Cloud triple slash, Aerith Fyra, Tifa jab jab uppercut dive kick. He starts doing Enrage. He pounds his chest, and you can see the red ability name above his head. And while he's doing that, we can switch back to Cloud, tell him to do Cross Slash, and by the time the Health Gate and Enrage is finished, Cloud's last hit of Cross Slash should come out and kill the boss.
You're burning up.
Here we go. Wasn't the cleanest, but it'll do. Okay, so here you want to do L1, L2, X for fire on Aerith. The fire magnify will just nuke everyone because her magic is so powerful. Then we're going to come around here, go left, grab this lever, and then skip cutscene as soon as he's finished it. Oh, we got a little boost from Tifa there. Sometimes you can get ahead of the ladies here, but if you don't get past them, it's no big deal. And the main thing about these kind of chapters of the sewers is remembering which way to go.
I've got this.
So here, you can roll through them and then tell Aerith to do fire. And then you're good to go. You can parry whirl up to this next encounter, but you need to do this next encounter with Aerith. So again, hotkey her to do fire magnify, and then they'll be dead by the time you get to the ladder. You can't parry well away from that because you have to go up the ladder. So then up here, come up and take the right side.
It's really dark. I'm sure we'll be fine. Come on. Hey, Cloud. Assuming Corneo was telling us the truth, what do you think Shinra's really up to? I mean, they've got to have an endgame. But I can't imagine what it is. Destroying a whole chunk of the city just to get back at us doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah.
And you just want to follow this round here and then go into the room on the left.
It's gonna cost them a fortune to rebuild.
Corneo's...
That's a power generator, all right.
Wow.
It's an antique. Older than the Mako reactors even.
Okay, then go back the way you came. And in this next room, I used to use Cloud triple slash, but it used to leave him too far away. So what I like to do here is just buffer an Aerith fire, and then go to this switch, and then that, as you can see, it works out. The crab actually got in my way a little bit there. But I used to do triple slash with Cloud and buffer an Aerith fire as contingency, but it would often leave Cloud up the other end of that bridge where the other crab guy is. So I found that Aerith can reliably just fire magnify them guys. Then you can come here, pick up the key. And again, go back the way you came, but this time go right to the door. Now, you're going to have to walk down here, and they're going to, like, bonk past you, and don't worry about it. There's not a lot you can do here. It's like a forced corridor. And, like, the game has this thing where it has to let them get a certain distance ahead before you can... Like, it has to make sure they're always ahead of you first for this part, sort of thing.
Wait a minute.
Right, now mash all this dialogue.
And we're stuck.
Might be harder than...
Let's just try to... We can do this.
Yeah, for sure.
So, this next fight, you see the little pufferfish guys? They're called Blue Goo, and they can put you to sleep. And they can even put Aerith to sleep. So, you can try and do... what I want to do here is I want to run past them with Cloud and buffer Aerith to do a fire magnify. But there's a chance the Blue Goo puts her to sleep, and then I have to come back and kill them. You can optionally decide to triple slash the Blue Goo, roll away, and then fire what's left. So there's multiple ways you can do this.
No more playing nice.
Or you can triple slash the lot of them. Okay, right.
Get back.
I'm going to do the fire magnify there. And that didn't work as it put her to sleep. So, let's retry and I'll show you again.
If this is what you want,
I'll end this.
this is gonna hurt.
There we go. If she gets it right and doesn't get put to sleep, that's what happens. Just know that sometimes you have to go back and clean up with Cloud. So, just know that can happen, and yeah. Alternatively, you can just route it in that you always triple slash the blue goo first, and then roll away. And then let Aerith clear up whoever's left. You can do that. Then here, you're going to roll past everyone and buffer a fire with her again.
Eyes open.
And then here, same thing. Run to the left, then run to the ladder. Buffer a fire, stand at the ladder. Excellent.
Moving on then.
Alright. Skip that. Climb up. Okay, down here. Run past this guy, tell Aerith to do fire. You may have noticed a pattern.
Just like that, okay?
And like, if you didn't want to run easy and you wanted to run normal, you can just change things up a little bit and just do fire. It's literally what I used to do, same thing, but just higher powered magic. Of course. Alright, skip here. So they're going to get ahead of you again, don't worry about that. Then they'll stop here and we can run past. No problem. Okay. Down here. Round this way. Turn right and go up here. Turn right again. Obviously it's the only way you can go. Then in this next battle, well, in this next room, we're going to head up and left and once again tell Aerith to do Fire Magnify. Good old reliable Fire Mag.
I'll protect you.
I'm pretty good at protecting myself, you know.
Then once again, they should die by the time you get to the ladder. Then we're going to go this way. Once again, turn right. And up here. This way. L1, L2, X for Aerith Fire. Again, sometimes she doesn't clear them up in time. Then, as I was about to go back, she does. Then straight over. Yeah, just know that that can happen sometimes. Like, the magnify part of the Fire Magnify doesn't always, like, hit everyone, and it can be a thing, so just know about it. Know it exists. Okay, now we are getting up to the time loss minigame, the pump minigame.
That must be the way out.
You can lose over a minute or so here if you mess this up. Just make a save about here and practice this part, honestly. If you're just learning the run and whatnot, then don't worry too much about it. But when you're trying to like PB later on down the line, then you're going to want to practice this too. I tend to give it a once over before a run attempt, just to make sure that I'm ready for it, even if I fail in the run. Sometimes that's happened as well, but like I said earlier as well when I mentioned this, that on my last few PB runs, I've nailed this, because you do 3 lots of pressure, and on my last few PB runs, I nailed it first time, or what we call a 1-1-1. But you will often get like a 1-1-2 or a 1-2-3 or a 1-1-3 or something like that. Don't worry about it. I might probably, who knows what I'm going to get right now. We're just going to see. So the thing is here, you mash X for Tifa to build up the red gauge. You lift up the lever with the left analog stick with Aerith. Mash X for Tifa to pump and build up the red pressure. And then once the needle goes after the 3 beeps, then you press down on the left analog stick to, to stop the needle in the red gauge, right? Obviously. The first two you can visually react to. And what I mean is you can wait for the needle to get there, and when you see it in the red, press down. The third one, you have to learn how to feel it out and learn how to time it. There's like 3 beeps before the needle goes, so you could time it with that, like beep, 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 and then as it's going, press, and you'll kind of get it. You just have to feel it out. Don't worry if you mess it up. I'm probably going to mess it up right now. So let's just see what we get.
Here goes.
So this one you can visually react to. I was too slow. Of course.
Try to stay in sync.
You can visually react to that, and I was still too slow. But that may happen to you. Then you get all this extra pressure. Perfect.
Spectacular.
There we go. You can react to that one as well. At least I got that one first time. No way I was going to get a 1-1-1 in my tutorial. And this one I'm going to mess up multiple times. Probably. Just because you get shivved on the amount you can do it. Wow, I did that one first time. That one, like I said, you have to feel it out. There we go. That's less embarrassing now. The fact that I got 2-1-1, that's like the silly way to have got it. Of course, I mess up the easiest one and then get the harder ones, but that's fine. I'd rather that, of course. After this thing here, it's a cutscene. You can skip it. When you see the bars light up, that's a cutscene. But you may not even notice that one. And then here, run past the enemies and do a delayed fire magnify with Aerith. Perfect. There's another blue goo. See how that fire nearly went downstairs and killed that blue goo? Did you see that? Rewind and check. The fire nearly went downstairs and killed the blue goo. He might already be dead.
Won't be tough.
There's more. No, here we go. Buffer a fire with Aerith here as well. I've never seen it do that. That was crazy. Yeah, I've never seen it do that. That was crazy. Okay, so anyway, run along here, buffer a fire with Aerith, roll twice. Perfect. Okay, a little bit of editing required here, just to kind of get this correct. When you climb up this ladder, for this next fight, run past this Sahagin, then tell Aerith to do fire magnify, then triple slash the last one.
Going all out.
Then they catch up to you, and then you're right on the exit, and then you skip. Alright. We're on chapter 11. So now, we're going to go up this ladder. Go all the way up to the end here. And just kind of wait. So, I would advise to practice this level a couple of times as well, just to make sure that you know where you're going. Like, practice this chapter a couple of times before doing a run. Just to get used to the route and so you don't get lost. Because I still sometimes, when I haven't played in a while, go the wrong way and get a bit mixed up. So, don't worry about that. Climb down this ladder. Smash through this dialogue. So we're gonna this is chapter 11, we're gonna finish this chapter and chapter 12. Then we're gonna finish off at the start of chapter 13. So next time we will be doing a big menu. It kind of works out because we've been doing a menu at the start of every part so far. Go this way. Triple slash buffer a fire in case they don't die. Actually didn't quite work there. Can we retry from the last battle?
Easy. No more playing nice.
There we go. Usually that's kind of how it goes. Usually the triple slash or the fire kills them. It's rare that we both miss everything. And I hope that doesn't happen to you, but it might. So then down this way. Go to this door. Then as soon as you can move here, just hold forward and triple slash. And you want to hopefully triple slash your way back into the room. You can even try and roll out of it as well, because I think you can get a roll out of that and get ahead there. But it's no biggie if you don't get it. Depends on how the attacks went. Like if you happen to kill 2 enemies with the first triple slash, then you can roll out the last one. Or if you miss the first one, then kill the enemies with the other 2 slashes. If you've been following along, you know. Little miss there, that can happen. Like I said, the hardest boss in this run are ladders. I will class that as a ladder, even though it has a set of steps. Steps, ladders, and triangle prompts. They are the hardest boss. You'll probably see me fumble another few sets of ladders and steps and whatever before the end of this chapter. So do stick around. Yeah, the only other big menus we have to really do are on chapter 13, 14, and 17. So it's pretty chill for menuing and materia movement. So here, triple slash and buffer of fire. That should clear up everyone if... Hopefully it should clear everyone. Cloud once again is losing to this ladder. Yeah, as you can see, hardest boss in the game. Okay, and then down here... For this next fight, triple slash with Cloud immediately to clear up the first few enemies, and then get ready to hit a fire magnify with Aerith, because where we are now, some were-rats are going to spawn. I'm going to go around the corner and kill the Cripshays with Cloud, and then that's when we're going to tell Aerith to then do the fire on the were-rats. Didn't quite work out as intended there. Oh, it was 2 more Cripshays, not were-rats. There was 2 more other Cripshays. But yeah, sometimes she immediately nukes them and it's super quick and you finish the battle by the time Cloud gets to the ladder, but it's one of those kind of strats that doesn't always work out as planned, but for the most part it does. It's alright. So we're gonna just walk along here. There's a cutscene at the end of this.
Alright, let's see what's inside.
Right, skip that. Shake off the waifus. And then head on into the maintenance facility here.
What was that? Look! Over there!
So you can either triple slash or fire this guy. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. It's triple. It's quicker to triple.
It's you.
Perfect. Right, now here...
Going all out.
Roll past these guys. Uh-oh. And get this one, and then tell Aerith to fire. Okay, she got him. Nice. I was going to just retry that to maybe show you again, but yeah, you just roll past the first 2. Usually you don't get bonked by one of them. Roll past the first 2, triple slash this one, tell her to fire at the same time. Just like we have been for multiple groups of enemies. And I'll tell you about it, but in the shadows over there, there is a spot that you can do another pixel perfect, frame perfect save load that skips this whole situation, but no one, it's like a task level thing, just like the one on the train that nobody, they both involve trains, that nobody has ever really done in a run, so I'll tell you that it exists, but don't worry about trying to ever achieve it. Then we get this little cutscene here, and we're going to be heading upstairs now.
That's not funny, you know.
Guess the crane's up there.
Follow it around here. Then just try and navigate, even with the camera panning itself, just try and navigate where you're trying to go. You have to just adjust. Like counter steer it. Then we're going to go into here. Okay, this next room is a kind of scripted story sequence with Aerith where she discovers these ghosts. And no matter what I do, even if I manually switch to her and tell her to fire, she will be really delayed in doing it.
I found you.
So like there, I've told her to fire and she just didn't do it, so I had to wait for Tifa to kill the enemy. Honestly, as weird as it is, I don't really have a valid strategy for this room, because triple slash doesn't often quite kill them, and Aerith doesn't listen to my calls. Even if I press up on the D-pad and switch to her and tell her manually to do fire, she won't do it. And you know, you'd have to keep spamming it, then she would eventually do it. But otherwise, yeah, that room just kind of sucks. just kind of try and do what you can do there. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but I really don't have much good advice for you to optimize that particular room.
Do you think there's...
This one you can triple slash and you will just clear the enemy, so it's fine.
Aha! Found you.
See ya.
There's, as far as I remember, you can most of the time wipe it out with just triple slash. If you're unlucky like that and we get like a low damage roll, then we just use an extra attack. It's fine. There are some little memes on this chapter, and the boss is no different. The boss strategy that I have may or may not go to plan. Well, I'm going to account for the fact that he sometimes stuns you with this blue fire, and just, yup, just sometimes that happens, you can't do anything about it. You have to try and avoid it, you know? So here, run into these enemies and switch to Tifa. And then you're going to parry whirl up the stairs, turn your camera, go up these stairs and right. And get over to here, and then you're right by the door for the ghoul fight. It's like the quickest way to get to here. Then go round and into the center, and this is the ghoul fight. Pretty simple, it's just a little bit annoying. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to roll over here, triple slash with Cloud and tell Aerith to fire.
Get fired up.
No holding back. It's on you.
Switch to Aerith and build up some meter. Now Cloud and Meter have Aerith. Cloud and Aerith have meter, is what I'm trying to say. English is hard. So anyway, now in this phase, we're going to roll up to it, cross slash with Cloud, and then use an elixir with Aerith and kill it. Because it's a ghoul, right? It's undead. So, utilizing what we know about Final Fantasy. Now, these are the blue flames that can kind of stun you, so be careful. Get semi-close, but not too close. Wait until you see pressured. When you see pressured, you're good to go. Find your elixir, hit ghoul. Obviously, I'm not doing it terribly fast right now because I'm trying to show you. And he's dead. Then skip the cutscene. There you go. Even in some of my old runs, I used to actually do that fight with extra steps, which are not needed. You can just pressure like that. It's the easiest way to do it. Cloud iframes, so he's not going to get stunned as soon as you start up that cross slash. So you can go ahead and switch to Aerith and feel free in the knowledge that he's going to be absolutely fine, and you're going to get the pressure. And then as soon as you see pressure, that is your sign that you can elixir and kill it. It's the only... for a while I used to do this and not know when was the right time, and I used to do cross slash and then fire rigger and then an elixir, and it was like a waste. It actually took longer, so it's better off to just... like, I found out that you can just learn from the pressure and then go from there. Alright, then come out the left side of this train. Into the... oh, missed. Into this train and through. All the way through and out to the right. Skip cutscene, and we're going to be heading over here.
Nothing you need to worry about. Let's get going.
I want to hit L1 here and see what my stats are like. Okay, I'm good for MP and everything. Perfect. Don't need to worry about it. So coming up is one of the... well, it's the second opportunity in the run to which Aerith gets to use Sorceress Storm. Okay, so here, move over to this side of the turntable, and we're going to triple slash with Cloud immediately. Try and kill what we can. Make up some more ATB bar with him by Punisher Stance and then manual attacking. Hopefully everything's dead. It is. Perfect. Wait for the ghosts. Triple slash them. Then they're dead. Switch to Aerith, and then she still has ATB. Then we're going to run along this bridge and use Sorceress Storm right at the end once the Cryptshades have all jumped down.
Hey, you asked for it.
Ah, one of them survived with a low damage roll there. That's unfortunate, but still a cool strat. Sometimes they all get nuked. Sorceress Storm hits and can wipe everything around it, but it just doesn't do a lot of damage from what I know. Or for whatever other reason that it doesn't always work, but when it does, it's great.
Good call. Looks like it's...
oh, for every one of these is a cutscene skip. Okay, then here, climb up this ladder. And we are following the level through this way. We get the helicopter cutscene.
Why am I not surprised?
Alright, through this train and turn right. And then out here. Oh, see, I'm missing all the doorways. See if I missed this ladder. I didn't. Fantastic. PB pace. Alright, come down here. After you've done this one, I like to use that little treasure box as a reference. When you do this switch and you come down and you see that treasure box on your right, that is your reference to go left. Now, for these drakes, what I like to do here is hit a Thunderer on the Cerulean Drake with Cloud, switch to Aerith, and then she can just fire magnify whatever's left.
You're burning up.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. I was going to, again, retry that to show you a bit more seamlessly, but didn't quite get there in time. But basically, just Thunderer, and then you can just Thunderer with Aerith as well. But Cloud, you're doing a manual Thunderer instead of jumping up and using his sword is way better off to just blast the Drake. And then, yeah, tell her to do one of her spells. It doesn't really matter which. The Cerulean Drakes are actually weak to wind, but elemental weaknesses and affinities do not matter on this difficulty, and especially when your magic is as OP as Aerith's. And in this case, Cloud's was good enough on the Cerulean. The Cerulean wasn't that tough, not like the latter ones in Chapter 15. So then here, come back round and up this ladder after that switch. Follow it round. Then we're coming up to our next boss, Elagor. Now here, I'm already okay for MP and everything, but if you're like new to the run and you've used more spells or more heals or more whatever, then go ahead and use the bench or just top up with elixirs or potions or whatever you've got. If you farmed a load of elixirs, then you can use yours. I've only got a few. So, yeah, it's whatever, or you can just use a bench. Otherwise, you should be good to go. Okay, this boss is Elagor. So what we're going to do here is triple slash immediately as Cloud, switch to Aerith, depending on her ATB, mash attacks until she's at 2 bars, Tifa, mash some attacks, uppercut, and then dive kick when you have the meter for it. Perfect. Uppercut again, and she's got meter. Then this is perfect. Ideally, you get to this phase here with this cutscene, Cloud and Tifa have a full bar of ATB, and Aerith has 2 full bars. And then you can finish the rest of the fight easily. If you're at this stage and it's only Aerith that has 2 bars and Cloud or Tifa do not, and they only have like somewhat of a bar, remember Cloud has ATB boost. So even if he has at least half of a bar, he can use boost to give himself a full bar, and that's enough to then send a Thunderer, which is what we're going to do in the next phase. But before that, when you get to this cutscene, so we have 2 bars with Aerith. What you want to do here is you want to go ahead and switch to her immediately.
Let's do this.
Actually, could have pressed down there, pressed up. You have to, if you're on Tifa, you can press down and go straight to her. And then here, go ahead and use Breach, which he's casted Reflect on himself. That will take away his Reflect. Then we're going to use Manual Thunderers. Now, he's weak to Blizzaga. But Blizzaga and Firaga are traveling projectiles that arc and that will follow him. And as he flies around, they can get blocked by the air freight containers. So just use Thunderer because it comes down from above and hits like a bird. See? Then go ahead and do the same with Cloud. Hopefully you're quick enough and you get it off before piercing gaze there. Otherwise Cloud would have been stunned, but that's perfect. Then what you're going to do in this phase, we're already on Cloud here, we're going to roll towards the boss 2 or 3 times, I think 2 times, and then hit cross slash. Then switch to Tifa, dash around the back of the boss, uppercut, and it's dead. I was going to say uppercut dive kick if it wasn't already dead, but he was, so never mind, there you go. And then we're not quite finished the chapter yet, we just have to run down here. Skip this cutscene, and that's the end of the chapter. So now we're on chapter 12. This is going to be the last chapter we're going to cover in this portion of the tutorial. This one's quite short, so we're not going to do any menuing yet. We're just going to run along here, and we're going to do another enigmatic Spectre battle. Okay, triple slash with Cloud. switch to Aerith, and then go ahead and do a manual fire rigger to the enigmatic Spectre. Cloud should pressure it by the time she charges the fire rigger. And then the fire rigger kills him. It actually pressured, unpressured, and then pressured again, and then the fire rigger killed it, but you get the idea. Saves you having to deal with all the other guys. You probably don't need fire rigger. I use fire rigger not for its strength, but it's actually for its timing. Otherwise you can change the timing and just do a delayed fire. Okay, small menu we're going to do here. It's not quite on chapter 13, but I'd forgotten about this tiny little menu we need to do just for some materia shuffling. So press start, go to materia and equipment, then hit R1, and then what you want to do is you want to give the First Strike and ATB Stagger back to Barrett where they came from Aerith. So on here, go up, triangle, give these to Barrett with down, down, X, right triangle, up, 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 X. Give them back like that, and then Aerith Magnify, switch and give it to Cloud. And then switch his Lightning for Fire. So now he has Fire Magnify. Aerith has Elemental, but it doesn't matter. He has Fire Magnify, and Barrett has the ATB. That's all you need to worry about here. And then double check your battle settings to make sure Cloud has Fire Magnify. You may have thought quite a lot of chapters ago, how come we've hotkeyed that and we've never used it? Now we're going to start using it.
I'm getting sick of this. Don't they have anything better to do?
Tell me about it.
So the reason we give stuff to Barrett and not Tifa is that Tifa can build her own ATB anyway. She builds ATB faster than anyone else. Ignore these guys in the turret and just run past them and they will chase you up the stairs and you don't have to fight the turret. Lock on to these guys, Fire Magnify, and it should get all of them. There's a likelihood that they don't get you a full bar and that you have to kind of fight these guys a little bit manually, then you can do the Fire Magnify. But you should be alright. If it went exactly like it did there, you have a bar ATB. If not, you can boost if you need it. But if not, if you have a bar, then just Fire Magnify these guys too. There's also a small chance that because Fire is a projectile, that it actually whiffs when it like gets blocked by a box trying to get to the third guy or something. So there are times when you do the correct thing and it still doesn't work. Just know that.
Is that it?
Mash any option there, probably just the first one, it's quicker, and then we're going to go round the back and up the ladder. It doesn't affect what you do by choosing a different option, but it is quicker to choose the first option. Then go around this way, lock on this Helitrooper and do Fire. The Magnify won't hit the next guy, he's going to be blocked, don't worry about it. Now do the Fire when he gets into this location, don't do it any sooner. Wait for him to come through the bars. You know, if we had the best luck ever, the first Fire would catch this guy as well. But in my experience, this is pretty much how I always do it, which is just wait for this second one and then hit him here. And he's gone. There is like another strat where you pull that Helitrooper up to this fight and get him with this group, but whatever, don't worry about it. Helitrooper, lock on, Fire Magnify. Make sure you R3 and get the lock. It's important to hit the Helitrooper first, because you get the ATB Stagger and then the ATB Refresh because of it. And yeah, then if the other guys don't die, or the Fire misses them for whatever reason, you've got a refresh and you're able to cast again. So that's why I say to do it that way. Same as with guard dogs, like I mentioned earlier. Remember I said guard dogs and Helitroopers? So here, go up these stairs and it's a cutscene. Then we have the Aerith section.
You guys can't stay here. Come on, come on! How else are we supposed to get to Wall Market?
So this is mainly just movement and cutscene skips, and just knowing which way to go.
As far away from Sector 7 as possible, right now! Go to Sector 5 or 6,
I've got to
Right.
get to 7th Heaven.
Run up to here, there's going to be another cutscene.
Oh god, look out!
Right, and then once you wake up in the fire, looking at the fire, turn around and go where the pedestrians are, like where the people are. Like Little Mermaid sung about. Turn right, because we want to go also where the people are. Try and cut in this group, and there's a chance you get blocked by some of these civilians, and you just get cucked. It happens. Don't worry about it. Sometimes I do as well. And again here, you can spin the camera around and try and get these people to, like, you can, like, line up and try and get them to boost you. I honestly don't worry about it. It's kind of a negligible little boost anyway. You just get pushed a little bit. It's no big deal. Just play for a straight line, to be honest. Especially when you're learning. No, you can try and optimize all these little fancy things later on when you've done, like, 20 runs or whatever, you know, or when you actually care. If you actually care. Otherwise, just go up to here, skip this cutscene, stop that where he's already.
Please, I need to get through. This is it. It's almost there.
Again, we'll try and cut on the inside of these people, wait until confirmed, and then we can skip.
Confirmed.
You can skip a bit earlier than that, but I like to hear him say it. And then here, we're already facing the right way this time, so you just go forward now.
Please be okay. Hold on, Marlene. I'm coming for you.
Around here, speak to Marlene, cutscene skip.
Tell you what.
Not really a great deal to, excuse me, not really a great deal to explain here. I just do what I do, go where I go. So for this bit, now we're back as Cloud and Tifa again. We can actually go round this one here and switch to Tifa, and then we're going to parry whirl. And turn the camera if you need to, unless you're comfortable driving backwards. And then here, go in the middle. Many people don't see that one. You can go in the middle, cut in, and then go round up here. These guys are annoying. If you can warp Cloud up and do a fire and magnify, but the positioning, you see how the guards ran away? If they start running away from Tifa, you can usually warp Cloud up here. If not, you just need to follow them, or get behind them with Tifa and uppercut them. Because what can happen if Cloud is not able to warp here, you'll just teleport to him down a floor. This is perfect, getting him to warp up to here, then he can fire magnify both these guys and they're dead. GG's. That's perfect. Or Tifa will uppercut and kill them here by this little step. Through this way. Actually, is my map active? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Then we go to this ladder. Okay. Follow this round. So just fire and magnify these guys. Perfect. And then over here, just go ahead and block the helicopter's machine gun just to get full meter with Cloud. Because of our steadfast block. It's going to do another volley. Perfect.
Seems we've lost control of the top floor.
Our guys are seriously struggling to take down these assholes?
And what we want to do here is when the helitrooper appears, you can get a good view of him. Tifa's already killed him, but fire magnify that guy. And a lot of the time, the magnify will already health gate this guy. But that's why I tell you to build up 2 bars, so that now, if that happened the way it happened for me just then, you've still got another bar here to health gate him. Wait until the helicopter turns around until you can visually see him. Blast him with fire, and then we're going to roll over to the right, down right to our next set of stairs. And Tifa's going to finish him off for us to then sneak under the thing.
Keep him busy, will ya? Burn.
Like that. And Tifa kills him, and we get through here. See? Nice.
Move aside.
Then here, get the shock trooper, fire and magnify. That should take out all the turrets and the dude. Then lock onto a helitrooper, fire and magnify. That gets you the ATB refresh. Kills the other one as well, and if not, Tifa does, and you're good to go. Then what we're going to do is after this beam, I'm going to press L1, and I'm going to check my, like, MP and everything. I think we're good to go. We don't really need MP in this next boss fight. Not for Cloud, anyway. Not really relevant. I'm just going to double check anyway. 26. Yeah, that's fine. We mainly use triple slashes with him. Right, now, we're going to be heading up here. We're not going to do any menuing. We're just going to go straight into the fight, because we're already set. You can, if you need to, or you want to, you can use the bench there. If you really want. Alright, this is Reno and Rude. They can be quite annoying. Sometimes this fight just does not go to plan, even on easy, because the way Reno dashes around and can electric stun you, and use like electromagnetic rod and stuff like that, just like in the original. He can be a douchebag. But ideally here, what we're going to try and do is triple slash with Cloud straight away, switch to Tifa, dash in, attack him a few times and uppercut to build up ATB, and then Star Shower him. Then he will jump over the fence, and we will switch to the helicopter phase. Then we will switch over to Barrett and use a Thunderger immediately on the helicopter, and switch back to Cloud and roll over to the fence, ready for Reno to jump back over. While we're waiting, we press triangle to put Cloud into Punisher mode, and then when Reno jumps in, mash square to get the full Punisher string, and then triple slash him to finish it off. And then that should put us into the final phase with both Reno and Rude on the ground. Then in final phase for Turk 2-step, ideally we either hotkey, depending on which character we're on, maybe we're still on Tifa or whatever. If you haven't already, you can just hotkey Cloud to do a cross slash, or switch to Cloud and then manually cross slash, whatever. If you're really lucky, the cross slash will kill both of them at the same time if they're stood real close when you get it off, and then it's GG's, they're both dead in one cross slash. That's the best outcome. But what is most likely to happen is maybe Reno will die from cross slash, or Rude, and the other one, whichever one isn't dead, will still be alive. Then you will switch to Tifa and try and clear up the fight. And just use whoever else has meter. If Tifa gets stunned, switch to Barrett, use Overcharge, use a Thunder if you've got it, whatever, just whatever you have left, right? So that's the whole gist of the fight. I'm going to still tell you as I do it, but I wanted to break it down beforehand, because it kind of is quite quick. And just in case I faltered on being able to explain well enough while we do it. So, let's go. So, triple slash with Cloud. Switch to Punisher. Follow it up. Switch to Tifa. Uppercut. Dive kick. That will be enough to immediately phase shift him. This gets us into the helicopter phase, like I mentioned. I'm just going to get ready to mash up on D-pad here to switch to Barrett.
Guess I'm rubbing off on you.
So switch to Barrett and then do a manual Thunder. And then just shoot, switch to Cloud. And roll over to here. Hit Punisher stance. By avoiding those missiles, we should get enough ATB. If you haven't already got ATB here, then you can go ahead. If you haven't already got 1 bar of ATB here, go ahead and ATB boost with L1R1, obviously, to make sure you have meter. But it's not a massive deal breaker if you don't. So then we're gonna, in Punisher, wail on him with square, triple slash,
Deal with that.
just as a contingency. Barrett's gonna then shoot the helicopter just ever so slightly, and then we switch back to Cloud. And when I say ever so slightly, you just need to like press square and just get a couple of bullets on it, and it immediately just chunks it.
Damn it.
And just shifts you to here. I've tested it numerous times. Like, if anything, it's technically like a waste of time to have to switch to Barrett just to do that. But you have to do it.
I was planning to join you anyway.
So luckily I got to switch back to Cloud here, but if not, then you can hotkey him or manually switch back to him. For this next part, and tell him to do cross slash immediately. Then switch to Tifa, uppercut, and dive kick whoever isn't dead. Like that, that's perfect. Like I said earlier, they can be absolute meme lords. Sometimes they split off and Reno does his zigzag electric dash thing like he does at the start, and then he just doesn't go down, and or, you know, the cross slash only hits him or only hits Rude, and then Tifa has to finish the job. I had to kind of do a bit of both there, and if you get the absolute god tier, god luck, I may or may not have had this in a PB, I think I have, but I can't remember if it finished, if it was like a PB run or just a run that died after here. But I have had it a couple of times at least where cross slash has nuked both of them off the bat, and then they're both defeated in one go. But yeah, if not, then you just, that's why my contingency is to buffer it into immediately switching to Tifa, uppercut, and then dive kick. Uppercut hits, I mean, as you've already noticed, uppercut hits chunky, and much like Barrett's overcharge and a Punisher attack from Cloud, anything from their triangle then just generates ATB. Like a uppercut or an overcharge from Barrett, both just pretty much give a free bar, and then you can guarantee like a mid-air dive kick after that, essentially. Sometimes I'll even do the uppercut L1 and square even if I don't have the meter, just because of muscle memory. So there is a way to avoid this thing falling down. I actually don't know how to do it, but it just saves like a second or two. It's not really a big deal. Alright. And this is the start of chapter 13. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to save, much like we did before. We're going to save this over number 7, so I remember which one it is. Perfect. So yeah, that's going to be it for me for this part. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you've been enjoying the run. I hope you've been learning all the strats, and that this is going to be beneficial to at least someone down the line if you want to learn how to do this. And maybe, you know, it may be falling on deaf ears, but either way, I wanted to make these regardless, just so I can feel like I've done them, and at least then I've done the runs and the tutorials and everything else. Makes me feel a little bit accomplished, at least. And I like to teach. I like breaking these down. If people want to listen to me teach, I'll teach. I'm happy if it's something that I know about and that I can explain to you, and you want to listen to me talk about it, or you want me to teach you how to do it, then yeah, by all means, take a seat and I'll explain it to you. You know, as Cloud would say in the original FF7, I'll tell you, and for free too. So yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching, and please do look forward to the next part, or maybe 2 parts, because we do have quite a bit of the game left to go. Next time we'll be starting on this chapter, chapter 13. This is a chapter where we're going to be playing quite a bit of Barrett, and we're going to be using Blizzara, or Ice Magic specifically, for the first time in the whole run. So yeah, do look forward to that. Like I said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. He whiffed it. Oh my god, I've never seen that. Cloud just whiffed cross slash nowhere near, dude. That's an outtake.